So, what happens when you get two of Hollywood's absolute biggest stars, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, back together for a gritty crime thriller? Well, you get The Rip, one of Netflix's most watched new movies. But the real question is it just another cop flick, or is there something more going on here? Let's break it down.
This isn't just about shootouts and car chases. Nope. It's a drama about those moral tripwires we all kind of fear, and the kind of pressure that can just shatter even the tightest bonds.
Clearly, that idea hit a nerve. I mean, in its very first weekend, The Rip pulled in a staggering 41.6 million views. A number like that instantly makes it a must-see event, especially if you're a fan of a good thriller.
So, what's with all the buzz? Well, it's because The Rip isn't trying to be just another cop movie. Really, at its heart, it's this tangled moral puzzle that all comes down to one very simple but very dangerous question.
Where do you draw the line between doing the right thing and just surviving, especially when the temptation is that huge? The movie puts you, the viewer, right in the middle of that impossible choice.
All right, let's get into the basic setup. And don't worry, this is all spoiler-free. The whole story really ignites from a single moment, a single discovery that throws this whole team of cops into a situation they never saw coming.
Okay, so picture this. A tactical team stumbles upon $20 million in cold, hard cartel cash. Now, protocol says you call it in immediately, but they hesitate. And that one moment of indecision cuts them off from backup, trapping them between the cartel who wants their money back and the feds who are getting suspicious. With every minute that ticks by, that line between cop and criminal gets really, really blurry.
And the glue holding this whole pressure cooker of a story together? It's gotta be Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Look, their decades-long friendship isn't just a fun piece of trivia. It is the engine of this film. You can feel the history, trust, which makes it so much more powerful when you see that bond start to crack. It's easily one of the film's biggest strengths.
Okay, but for all its strengths, the movie isn't perfect. No film is, right? On the one hand, pretty much everyone agrees the tension is just relentless, and that moral gray area is super compelling, especially with that powerhouse Damon-Affleck dynamic. But on the flip side, I've kind of seen this story before. It walks a familiar path. Some of the twists won't really shock you if you're a big fan of the genre. And the critiques aren't just about the plot. Some viewers have actually pointed out some technical stuff, saying that certain scenes are so dark it's hard to see what's going on, or that the sound mix sometimes buries key lines of dialogue. For some people, it's a minor thing. For others, it kind of pulled them out of the story.
So if you strip away the action and the suspense, The Rip is really a story about trust and about the tough questions that come up when that trust is pushed to its absolute limit.
The film is constantly asking us to think about this. I mean, it's easy to have principles when there's nothing on the line. But what happens when a life-changing amount of money is sitting right in front of you? And right on the heels of that question comes this one. When these characters are backed into a corner and their lives are literally on the line, does their duty to the badge really hold up against that basic human instinct to just survive? The film does not give you any easy answers here. So after all that, what's the final verdict? Is The Rip actually worth your time? Let's look at the numbers and then we'll give you our final take. Well, the critics have landed pretty firmly on its side, giving it a solid 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. They really praise the acting and the tension, even if they admit the story feels a little familiar. Audiences, though, they're a bit more divided, which kind of reflects that split between just loving the ride and maybe feeling a bit frustrated by some of its choices. So here's the bottom line. You watch this for the powerhouse actors and a tense, gripping story that's going to have you hooked, especially for the first two-thirds. You stay for the moral questions that'll stick with you. Just go in knowing it's not reinventing the wheel, and yeah, those technical issues might be a factor for you. So here's our take. The Rip is a solid, really well-crafted thriller. If you are a fan of those gritty, character-driven stories that really make you think, then this is absolutely worth your time on Netflix. So there you have it. The film gives you a lot to chew on, but it all comes back to this one single, powerful question. After the credits roll, you're not just left wondering about the characters, but about yourself. What would you have done in that room?